I've been going to a gym without interruption for 30 years. And looking back, I've wasted much of that time training significantly, though I never knew it at the time, below my full potential. I used to say to myself, next month if I can just get a clear run at it, with no illnesses, holidays, family gatherings, etc., I'll start to see the rewards I believe I deserve. How stupid I was. Years literally ticked by and nothing miraculous ever happened. Sure, I looked fairly fit and strong to the uneducated eye, but I was also at my physiological peak. I was young and my testosterone production was at its max. Yet, in truth, deep down I knew I was lying to myself. My weights were up in the top 5% of all gym goers, even though in the real world I never really felt that much more powerful. And I looked okay, but it was still the case that on occasion, if I met someone I hadn't seen for a while, they'd say, "So, are you still going to the gym?" Dude, never say that to somebody. When years turned into decades of dissatisfaction, I slowly, far too slowly looking back, came to realize it wasn't that I just needed to do more of what I was doing, but less. By which I mean, though I was straining hard in every session, I was in fact barely training at all. At least not in a way that my body would recognize and be forced to induce incremental increases in strength and size over time. I needed to go back to the basics and understand what I was doing wrong, and then develop the skills and mindset to start doing things right for once, before it just became too late. Many years on, I'm now reaping the rewards in a way I could never have expected, from massively improved cardio, weight loss, usable strength gains, and, perhaps most important of all, a sense of pride that now, rather than just accepting mediocrity, I've taken the necessary steps to vanquish it out of my life forever. And that's why I'm here, to share this evolution with you guys. So, what do you have to look forward to by subscribing to Train, Don't Strain by Mountain Jayce? Firstly, you'll get my patented money-back guarantee that you'll hear things on this channel that you won't find anywhere else, and that they will be immediately actionable, make a profound difference to the gains you get, and will not only deliver tangible physical benefits, but also build your personal sense of self-esteem along the way. Oh, and I promise not to browbeat you by using too many fancy names for the various parts of the body. This ain't no dive into the crusty world of academic textbooks. It's a real-world climb up real-world challenges to deliver real-world results. Roughly speaking, there are 10 episodes in which I cover my foundations of fitness. These are crucial to understand precisely how to train so that you increase the effectiveness of everything you do in a gym. They will cover topics like my stairway to heavenly gains, how to double your gains and then double them again by incorporating constant muscle engagement, understanding the important difference between notional weight and relative weight as far as your body is concerned, how to verify real time that you are training to your optimum, both by listening to what your body is saying or not, as the case may be, as well as what your choice of weight says about who you truly are, and a number of other vital aspects about training that you just won't hear anywhere else, but which will dramatically increase your body's response to BBB, Build Back Better. After that series is complete, I'll then transition on to showing you exactly how to use every machine in the gym whilst incorporating these incredibly valuable foundations of fitness. Finally, I'll soon be uploading my What I Saw at Gym Today set of videos. that will highlight the errors most succumb to whilst working out, and tie in the solutions thereto with the tenets of my foundations of fitness. In terms of who these videos are for, absolutely everyone. From the gym newbie to the guy who has been smashing plates old school for all his adult life. There is no one who can't benefit from increasing their fundamental understanding of how to train and how to avoid cheat straining. Though we've only just met, trust me that by the end of these first 10 videos, if you keep your mind open and have the true desire to get fit and strong before Father Time takes his best shot, you'll increase the rewards on your fitness investment by many hundreds of %. And I want you to hold me to that claim, for I'll show you as we climb ever higher exactly how this will happen in great and actionable detail. I'll point out precisely where you have been throwing away vital performance gains and how to reverse these losses. As you spend more time watching my videos, you'll be able to walk into gym, whether it's your first year of training or your 20th, with your head held high, confident that you know what you're doing and that in the shortest possible time, you'll achieve the greatest possible results. Not only that, you'll be able to explain to anyone who asks, why are you training that way when everyone else is doing something quite different? Or better still, as time passes, people won't even bother to inquire. They'll just slowly start copying you, as happens to me at my gym every single day. This is an example of how these videos are meant to empower rather than enslave you. All you need to do is have the determination to watch, listen, and learn, and never accept anything I say that doesn't match with reality. For example, if during a video I explain how to do a particular move on a particular machine, and when you try it for yourself, you find it's suddenly a lot easier, and thus you can increase your weights relative to what you were doing before, then I've told you something that is false. In terms of targeting muscle, in order to get the most possible gains, that is an impossibility. Rather, when I highlight a technique evolution, it must be you'll have to cut your weights down, perhaps even by half, because now you're engaging the muscle in isolation and not spreading the effort onto bones and on other muscles. I'll cover exactly what I mean here in episodes 2 through 10. It breaks my heart when I'm at gym to see almost everyone around me getting barely 10 to 20% of the potential benefits that regular, optimized exercise bestows. Indeed, I even see a few chumps that are actually attaining negative returns, by which I mean they are failing to incite any muscle growth because they just don't understand the difference between training and straining, whilst at the same time wearing out ligaments and tendons because their technique is just so ill-conceived. Going to gym isn't like going to work. If you sit around at your desk sending WhatsApp messages and watching monkeys riding on the backs of pigs all day, you still get the same amount of pay as if you worked hard, at least in the short term. Though, as Maynard Keynes cruelly noted, in the long run, we are all at risk of getting fired. Equally, it doesn't matter what you believe the guy on the other side of the room thinks or what your paid trainer says. If you haven't actually trained a muscle in its entirety and to the point of depletion, your body won't pay up with increased future performance. You'll stagnate until age slowly robs you of even that. What I hope to do over the course of this channel's life is explain in actionable detail the thinking behind my outrageous claim that most people barely access a fifth of the benefits that are available to them, and then go on to show you what you need to do and how you can prove to yourself as you're training that you're now on the right path to the level of fitness you are willing to work to attain. Understand this, I'm not promising you magical shortcuts. In fact, quite the opposite. I'm going to systematically show you how you're cheating yourself and how to put a stop to these deleterious lies. Your gym sessions will be significantly more intense when they need to be, measurably more enjoyable because you'll actually see and feel the difference, and a lot shorter to boot. That's my money back guarantee to you. Before we start this climb up the mountain of fitness together, there are a few things you need to do in preparation. The first is to have the courage and desire to break the cycle of mediocrity by relinquishing everything you thought you knew about gym training. Come to the challenge ahead with a totally blank canvas. Without that, a peak that should take 6 months to climb may take a year or more. As I'm sure some wise philosopher once said, the greatest difficulty in reaching for your better future is letting go of your failed past. So, don't fight anything I say, not until you've had a chance to really understand and appreciate that which I want to teach you. Just learn for now. The second is, don't try and adapt my advice because you think you can make it better. Everything I tell you over this journey together has a reason, and I'll show you those as we go along. You'll get the fastest results if you follow the path I'm taking rather than trying to race ahead because you think you know an easier route. Finally, make sure you really understand what it is I've said on a particular topic before ever trying to implement it in your system of training. Many things will sound superficially rather banal or simple, but they are not. Without this foundational understanding, you'll consign yourself to chronic underperformance. To highlight what I mean, I'll frequently make the parallel between getting fit and learning to play the piano. So it's worth giving that activity a little bit of thought, just so that you can readily access the insight to be gained therein. So, I'll end this video with just such an analogy. Imagine that for 5 years, 3 times a week, you snuck away, unbeknownst to friends and family, to have piano lessons. And then, on the occasion of your birthday, you invited everyone to a local hall where you would reveal an amazing surprise. With everyone that means anyone to you looking on expectantly, you walk up to the piano, spotlighted in the center of the room, sit down, and as silence falls, you begin smashing, kicking, and jumping on the keyboard in a way that would make King Kong wince, and for 20 straight minutes at that. Think just how disappointed and ashamed of you those there would feel when you tell them that this is what you've been doing all those times you went missing. You hadn't bothered to learn what the different keys represent on the musical scale, what the pedals are for, the difference between piano and forte, or indeed even the fact that the order in which notes are played matters. Rather, you just let your body do whatever comes naturally, and over the months and years, all that happened was you found ways to hit the piano harder and harder by incorporating elbows, knees, feet, etc. Well, that's exactly what most people are doing when they go to gym, letting their bodies do whatever they want without ever bothering to learn or respect the foundations of fitness, or training the mind and the body to work together to attain tangible success. So, see you on the next mountain climb to peak fitness.